precautions. We had to plan very, very well. And we had to have buy-in from our communities. And we had to have the coaches and the players and the fans understand what it was going to take for us to have a season. And the fact that we're here today is evident of the fact that they bought in. The precautions of wearing the mask, the precautions of practicing in pods, the precautions of keeping their hand sanitizing and social distancing. All those have worked, and we're here today because of the efforts of all the folks involved and want us to have high school football in the state of Indiana.
So studies have shown that extracurricular activities is just such an important part of the growth, and it's part of the curriculum of being a student anymore. Talk a little bit about that.
We've learned a very big lesson. We participated in a study from the University of Wisconsin that showed how important extracurricular activities are to high school students. And it could be band, it could be drama, it could be theater, music, athletics, certainly is what we're dealing with. Kids need that socialization. They need the structure from adults. This is an opportunity for them to learn lessons that they normally can't get in the classroom setting. Not that algebra and biology and chemistry aren't important, they are, but there are other life lessons that can be learned on the playing field. And that's part of the reason that we're doing what we're doing. That's part of the reason that the coaches work so hard and parents allow their kids to play sports. It's for those extra lessons that they get in the educational setting. And we're pretty proud of what we've done. And again, being here today is evidence of the fact that we've had some success.
So now we're at the end of our fall season. We've had 7 fall state championships, which is incredible to think about in the kind of year that we've had.
Absolutely.
But talk a little bit about, there's been restrictions at every venue. Yes. That's no different this next weekend at Lucas Oil Stadium.
And it's further complicated by the fact that we're going to be inside. And once you go inside, those restrictions are really ramped up. As an example, every person attending next week will have to have their temperature checked. They're going to have to be asked questions about some symptoms that they've been have or have not had before they even admit it to the ticket window to give their ticket to get into the game. Same thing's going to be for the athletes getting off the bus. They're going to take the temperature. They're going to have signed a form that says that they're not been exhibiting signs or symptoms of disease. And then once we get in the venue, we're going to have to practice social distancing. We're going to have to wear a mask unless we're having concessions food. It's more precautions for us to provide for the health, safety, and well-being of our athletes. Now, it's going to look a little different. They're going to be pretty much spaced out, and if you've seen the Colts play at Lucas Oil, we'll look a lot like that. We won't be allowing bands for reasons that go along with the social distancing piece of it. We're going to limit the number of people on the field, and so we're going to do our very best to make sure that this state finals goes off without a hitch, given the parameters and the requirements of social distancing and the corona guidelines. But we're very, very pleased and excited to have 6 state championships next weekend on Friday and Saturday, and we're certainly looking forward to having everybody come in and have a great time.
And it all goes back to that. It's just incredible that we're even in the position to hold these 6 state championships next weekend. Assistant Commissioner Robert Falcons, thank you so much for joining us today, and we're going to send it back to you guys in the booth.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Being a man used to be simpler. You guard the cave, provide sustenance, honor thy name. A handshake sealed the deal, and a word was a promise. Today, things are a bit more complicated. We try to impress people we don't know by acquiring things we don't need. We have friends lists, but few real friendships. Things like integrity and kindness have fallen by the wayside. How can we know if we measure up when the scale is constantly changing? The Freemasons believe that a man's job is to be the best version of himself possible. To pursue truth and self-discovery. To give more and take less. We connect with our fellow man so that we may learn from each other, to challenge one another to live up to our highest ideals. We believe a man should be judged by his strength of character, his willingness to make sacrifices to improve both himself and the lives of those around him. For hundreds of years, the Freemasons have helped men find more meaning, to make connections with other men in a way that truly matters. For those seeking a deeper sense of purpose, a chance to make lasting friendships. To reach higher, to find more.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Your hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest. Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. Service. College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
From Heritage Christian High School on the north side of Indianapolis, this is IHSAA Boys Basketball on Indiana SRN. Heritage Christian at home tonight as the Eagles take on the Achaeans of Indianapolis Herron. With Jarrett Lewis, I'm Kurt Darling. And Jarrett, this was supposed to be a road game for Heritage Christian tonight, but because of some things working out with the schedule, this is now a home game with the Achaeans coming up here to Heritage Christian High School. Nonetheless, we got some good basketball here tonight as you see two teams basically on two different playing fields right now. You have Heritage Christian, who's only been able to play 5 games so far this season. Of course, a lot of them being postponed or rescheduled previously because of COVID-related issues. Then on the other side of the coin, you have the Achaeans of Herron, who were 3-21 last season. They're off to a 9-2 start.
We're really just grateful to have basketball tonight. For one thing, Kurt, Herron's supposed to have a home game, of course. With everything going on, obviously, you got to make things work. They're grateful to have an opponent in Heritage Christian who was so gracious in letting them be the host site. So, yes, technically it's supposed to be a Herron home game. And what a season so far for Herron. 9-2, you mentioned just the few wins they had last year. Quite a complete turnaround. And Starlin Stevens is taking over with the head coaching duties, leading them to this 9-2 mark. And they're led by a really solid and deep senior class is what Herron has in this roster.
And as we were talking about off air before we were about to go on for coverage tonight, all seniors except 2 juniors on this roster, so a lot of experience. But of course, this is a team for Herron that has actually had a lot of experience with some adversity, and now they're actually getting their first taste of success this season.
And 2 of those seniors that lead the way for Herron, Ty Brown and Matt Ray, two guys that are going to play the guard positions for Herron. Ty Brown coming in averaging 22 points per game with 4 rebounds and shooting the ball extremely well, 56% from the floor and nearly 40% from three-point range. And on the other side for Matt Ray, he's almost averaging 20 points per game, 19.2 to be exact, 44% from the field, 88% from the free throw line. If it comes down late, crunch time, Matt Ray might be the guy to go to. If Heritage Christian has to foul, put him at the line. He could hit some crucial free throws for you.
This is a Heritage Christian ball club that is 3-2 on the season. They are 1-1 in Circle City Conference play. They're coming off of a tough loss to their conference opponent in Covenant Christian just a couple of days ago, back on January 9th. That was a 67-63 loss to the Warriors, but nonetheless, they've had a little bit of a hard time hitting their stride with only having played 5 games and also dealing with a lot of COVID-related rescheduling issues with their schedule. But nonetheless, they have a lot of talent on this team, led by the sophomore sensation that is Miles Colvin, who's averaging 24 points a contest so far in these first 5 games.
Yeah, just like Herron, Heritage Christian has a really deep senior roster. A lot of guys on this team that are upperclassmen, but it's the sophomore Miles Colvin who's setting the pace for them. 24.3 points is what he's averaging, 49% shooter from the floor, just so explosive. When he gets the basketball, he's really good in the one-on-one. If he sees a matchup that he likes, he's going to try to exploit that matchup, try to beat his man off the dribble, use some good dribble moves, and get to the basket any way he can. At the very least, he's going to try and draw a foul and get to the free throw line.
And on top of that, you have an inter-city matchup here between Heritage and Indianapolis Herron. And of course, we bring that up because of the fact we're just about a week away from the start of the city tournament, which will be starting here on January 19th. Now, these two teams will not be facing each other in the first round, but nonetheless, it could be another matchup based on how the tournament plays out. These teams may see each other again.
And this is going to be a really good tune-up for that City Alliance tournament because there's a lot of teams in this tournament, 13, I believe, to be exact, and a lot of really good ones. Talking about Addicts is a team that's going to be in there, just loaded with talent, loaded with some D1 players, and Heritage Christian and Herron going up against each other tonight is going to be a really good tune-up for both these teams to kind of figure out where they are, prepare for a tournament-style play, and then after that you get into the rest of your regular season and prepare for sectional play.
Indianapolis Herron, the 14 seed in this year's Indianapolis City Tournament, while Heritage Christian is the number 8 seed. You have Heritage taking on Cardinal Ritter. That will be on January 19th. And, of course, in tandem with that, you have Herron taking on the number 3 Bishop Chittard. seed in the city opening round of the city tournament. So those will be some good matchups to be looking forward to as well. Another thing here, you have the fact that Heritage Christian, they have pretty much dominated the series between these two ball clubs. In fact, Herron has only won once against the Eagles. That was back in just 2016, a 61-49 win, and that was also the only win they've had. And so other than that, Heritage Christian has really dominated the series.
These two teams match up really well, though. Mentioned last year, or just the years past, where Heritage Christian has just dominated this series, but both teams have really solid players. Good setup for a really good matchup here tonight.
Indeed it will be. We'll take a timeout. Back in a minute for more pregame here on Indiana SRN.
Never miss a big game by downloading the IHSAA TV app for free on any device. For your iPhone or Apple TV, check the App Store. On your Android or Android TV device, load up the Google Play Store. Have a Roku or Amazon Fire Stick? We have the app for you. Check us out on Facebook Live, Twitter, or YouTube Live by searching for IHSAA TV. Or as always, click to IHSAATV.org for quick and easy access to your favorite IHSAA live and archived events.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAFoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Do you know Indiana SRN streams more than 300 games a year that reach millions? If you would like to help us to put kids first by advertising on Indiana SRN, be sure to contact us at coach@IndianaSRN. That is coach@IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game. With my broadcast partner, Jarrett Lewis, I'm Kurt Darling, getting set for a good matchup tonight, an inter-city matchup between Herron and Heritage Christian, as we get introduced to the Herron Achaeans, 9-2, coming into this contest under the tutelage of first-year head coach Starlin Stevens. Lots of talent, as we've been talking about, and in particular, you're going to be seeing a lot of big 1-2 punch here out of Herron between Ty Brown as well as Matt Ray. Then on the other side of the coin, you have Heritage Christian, which are going to be led by, of course, Miles Colvin. You'll also be seeing some good play from Jack Belt, who you're also seeing in the starting lineup there. Lots of good talent here for this Heritage Christian Ball Club. They just have to really be able to try and piece it together, which is something they really haven't been able to do completely here this season.
Yeah, you mentioned it early on, Kurt, how they haven't really put together a complete game, so to speak. They have some wins under their belt, obviously, 3-2. They've had some close losses as well. But, yeah, getting that complete game, and they have the guys to do it, though. You have Colvin setting the pace. You know, he's your number one. He's your go-to guy. And you have some really good counterparts, guys that can, set up, knock down three-pointers, guys that are going to be able to drive and kick. Andrew Wiggins is a pretty solid big body down low that I think is going to have some crucial minutes in this game as well.
And, of course, Andrew Wiggins, a 6'4" sophomore who has not been able to really get a complete game going. He has a lot of potential that just we have yet to really, really see. But, of course, he's a sophomore. He'll be facing the senior, and he'll be facing right down low there for Indianapolis Herron. Ball is up, and here we go. We're underway here at Heritage Christian High School. And Matt Ray holding it up top. He dumps it off over here to Ty Brown. And into the corner. 3 on the way this time from Cam Bethel. He can't get that to fall. And the first possession for Herron comes up dry. Right down low there goes McLemore. Gets his own rebound. It gets tipped out of bounds. And it will stay with Heritage Christian. In fact, we have a foul coming up, and it's going to be against Herron.
Really good possession offensively for Herron. They had some really good ball movement, got a good look in the corner. 3 just doesn't go down. And then out of the missed shot, Heritage is looking to get it down the floor quickly. McLemore, you saw, driving baseline.
Jack Belt pulls up from right inside of the arc and can't get that to fall. And the rebound here for Colvin, and he can't get that shot to fall either. And pulling up right off of the inbound is Colvin, and his shot comes up way short. Marlon Anderson gets the rebound, but then a pass is stolen right back here for Colvin. And Heritage Christian has a chance to make up for that last possession. Colvin will try again from 3, and he hits it.
How about that? Colvin coming up empty on the previous possession, and then he's got the quick reaction to see the pass, gets the steal, and then he sets himself up into the corner for a wide-open jumper. 3-pointer goes down for him.
Corner this time, Matt Ray will load up a 3, but we have a foul. And it's going to be a foul coming up here on Herron for Marlon Anderson. Let's take a look at this 3 ball here from Colvin.
Yeah, defense is late to get there. Marlon Anderson trying to hedge out on him, and Colvin's going to be the guy. He's the last person on this floor that you want to give that good of a look to.
Outside 3 ball this time on the other side from Alex Belmer, and he can't get that to fall. And Belmer, normally a good sharpshooter from outside whenever he's open.
And that time Colvin's setting a teammate up for some scoring opportunity. A simple driving kick, wide open in the corner.
Matt Ray holding it up top here for Herron. So far, both teams having a tough time really getting some offense going in these first 2 minutes. As it's kicked back outside to Bethel, and up top to Ray. Now back to Bethel for a 3. That's off the front of the iron, no good. Tipped out of bounds. They're going to say it was off of Herron, and it's back to the Eagles.
Herron is having some really good movement so far on offense. Their shots are just not going down so far. Heritage is showing this 2-3 zone, and Herron's passing has been able to set up good looks.
Jack Belt for a 3. That's off the mark. A nifty rebound there, grabbed by Miles Colvin.
Colvin just comes flying in out of nowhere. Nobody sees him. Nobody picks him up to box out. And now we get a quick timeout called by Herron. They've got to make sure that they are able to find Colvin wherever he's at on the floor.
30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here on Indiana SRN. Of course, be sure to follow us for Indiana SRN updates and get game day scores and schedules at Indiana SRN on Twitter. That is at Indiana SRN. Let's take a look here at this big rebound from Miles Colvin. Just great presence of mind down low.
It looks like Colvin's going to be matched up with either a Bethel or Ray from Herron, and that time Bethel failure to box out on the best player for Colvin.
So Herron to take the ball out here. It's Marlon Anderson, the 6'2 senior. And earlier you saw at the tip Ben Hazel, the 6'2 junior, facing off there against Colvin down low. Cam Bethel outside over to Matt Ray. And Heritage kind of settling down into a loose 2-3 zone. Long 3 there, and Matt Ray connects. Finally getting the Achaeans on the scoreboard.
Well, I was just about to say how extended the top of the 2-3 zone was for Heritage, but Ray still, despite that, steps into a deep 3, knocks it down.
Belmer gets stopped short in the lane, kicks it back outside, 3 ball all long. One there from McLemore doesn't fall, but right back there again comes Colvin. He is really having a good start tonight. He has a quick 7 points.
He's got all 7 so far for Heritage. Again, his effort, keeping the play alive, getting the offensive board.
And now Heritage starting to spread out the defense a little bit. But of course, Herron trying to get Matt Ray going. He's someone averaging 19 points a contest, a really, really good shooter from outside. Bethel along the baseline. And of course, Bethel, his season high, 17 points in a win against International back on January 7th. Right down the lane goes Jack Belt. And the first Heritage Christian player not named Miles Colvin to score a point.
A beautiful, tough take there by Jack Belt. And he talked about Colvin so much.
Look at that pass down low by Matt Ray to try and find Hazel, and he is fouled. And you're going to get Jack Belt picking up his first. Let's take a look at this three-point play before we get to the free throws here. Just a really good shot here from deep by Matt Ray.
That's what you're trying to get against the 2-3 zone, as you see Hazel knock down the first of two free throws. You get quick passing, you're going to get quick looks, because the defense has to shift, as quickly as possible to try to get to the shooters. So if you have quick passes, you're going to be able to beat the 2-3.
Hazel goes 1 of 2, and now we're back across the timeline as Belmer gets it back up top. Belt in the corner, tries to split the defenders, gets his pocket picked. Quick in transition come the Achaeans, and right down the lane goes Ty Brown, and he can't handle the ball. It goes out of bounds, and it will stay with the Achaeans on this side of the floor.
I think Alex Belmer kind of little reach around, poke from behind, able to recover after getting beat off the dribble.
Ty Brown loads up a long three and can't connect there. Brown has yet to get into the scores column tonight. He's the leading scorer for the Achaeans. But Colvin having himself a night down low.
Boy, just able to muscle his way right into Bethel. And there's no help side defense. Bethel's trying to take him one-on-one, but still there's no defense trying to come and help and maybe contest a shot along with Bethel. That's a favorable matchup for Colvin.
Ray sweeping pass. Good ball movement outside by Herron, but Heritage is well prepared. Hitting Hazel down low.
Pretty low percentage pass that found its way down low to Hazel. He's got a big-time 3 points so far in this first quarter.
Right around the defender. Nifty finger roll shot by John Henry McLemore.
Boy, I don't know how McLemore got that one to go down.
And the three ball there by Ty Brown can't get there. And quick down the court comes once again. This time it is Andrew Wiggins.
Wiggins taking some time away from the Warriors to put in some quality minutes starting for Heritage. Good cross-court pass from McLemore.
And Brown this time going right to the rack. He wants to make sure his shot goes in this time.
Oh, another quick pass down the floor. We look down and we look up.
Look at that, Andrew Wiggins yet again. Andrew Wiggins with a quick 4 points for Heritage Christian. It's a 7-point ball game as we get to the 2-minute mark of this first quarter. And around the defender goes Matt Ray, and he is fouled going right to the rack, as you had Alex Belmer going to be picking up his first foul. Let's take a look at this another big pass down low. Just Ty Brown going right to the rack.
It's the first time we see Brown get a really, and you see the quick pass down the court to Wiggins. We look away, we look down for 1 second, and Heritage is trying to score again. But that's the first time we've really seen Brown get a high percentage look, and I think that looks like it's going to be his game, is trying to drive in and at least draw a foul.
Of course, now you see Matt Ray at the foul stripe, an 88% free throw shooter this season, so he is someone who is almost a sure thing, but he misses the back end of that trip to the foul stripe. That's now 2 of 4 as a team are the Achaeans, as waiting there was Jonathan Dortch down low to let the defender go by, and he has his first 2 points off the bench.
And a beautiful find by Colvin. The defense doesn't see Dortch make that backdoor cut, and he's wide open on the block.
Ty Brown contested, but connects down low.
Boy, points are coming fast. They are coming at a lump sum, and I mean, we keep writing down a number. We're writing down points for a player. We look up and we got find the next player who's scoring points.
And a fast-paced ball game here, as we've also seen now Jonathan Dortch check into the ball game. Let's take a look here. As it's Heritage Christian ball. And Dortch checking into the ball game now off the bench. This is a Heritage team that scored 16 points off the bench in the first half in their previous game against Covenant Christian. Ty Brown gets the putback shot, and they're going to say he was fouled, so he goes to the line for an and one opportunity. No, actually, the foul occurred before the shot, so now it's going to be Cam Bethel at the line for two, and so Bethel is a 73% foul shooter. Let's take a look at the replay here of this previous shot. Just a good transition ball right here, and they got the foul by McLemore.
And you kind of see the referee kind of made a motion like a sweeping leg kick, so looks like Ray kind of got some contact down low after putting up that shot.
This is a Herron team that's shooting 67% from the foul stripe this season. They are 50% so far tonight, shooting 3 of 6. As you have a foul away from the ball. Actually, no, he stepped on the sideline, and so now it will be Herron basketball. Ty Brown off the front of the iron, nothing there, gets the putback to go.
Brown plays the game a lot like Colvin. Those two are relentless, trying to keep possessions alive, trying to get after rebounds.
Jonathan Dortch for a 3. Following the rebound, though, is Miles Colvin. He is having a heck of a first quarter for Heritage Christian. He has 13 points.
Just like that. We mentioned his name, and he's making a play. Just coming out of nowhere, flying in.
And flying in himself there is Matt Ray. He can shoot it from deep, and he can drive it right to the rim. Gave Colvin 1 to 2 too many. He has 11 points.
How about this first quarter? 39 combined points. Could see Colvin make it 40.
10 seconds left in the quarter here as Colvin now has 13 points. And now final shot coming from Herron. Behind the back goes Cam Bethel. Kick back outside to Afrika for 3. And with that, that will take us to the end of the first quarter. A high-octane first quarter between Heritage and Herron. The Eagles lead the Achaeans 23-18. Back in a minute on Indiana SRN.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Five-point lead here for Heritage Christian out of the first quarter. Going into the second quarter with Jarrett Lewis, I'm Kurt Darling. Did your grandma miss the big game? Well, be sure to subscribe today to our YouTube channel at Indiana SRN, at Indiana SRN on YouTube.com, where you can watch all the game day content on demand as much as you like. High-octane first quarter here, Jared, and now Heritage is going to try and keep up the pace here.
Yeah, back and forth, not a whole lot of shooting going on. It's mostly getting it into the lane, putting a shot up off the glass. It's mostly been Colvin. What a first quarter for him, 13. And Brown's trying to catch up. He's trying to keep his team into it. He had 6 in that first quarter.
And now we see Bryce Riggle checking into the ball game here along with Jonathan Dortch. And this is a team under the tutelage of Warren Wallace, who really likes to use his bench, as you see McLemore drive the baseline.
Boy, that was a good drive by McLemore. Little jab step one way, beats his guy baseline. I'd like to see him able to finish that layup.
And a wild shot there from Matt Ray. It falls into the hands of Afrika. And it's back up top now to Ty Brown with the delayed shot. Gets it to go.
kind of saw Brown. He was full speed going to that bucket and realized he beats Colvin off the dribble and then kind of uses his body to lean into Colvin, kind of keep him off of him, and then easily lays it off the lane, off the backboard.
Take a look at the replay here from Ty Brown. Down low, great way and a great opportunity there for Herron to try and keep this thing. And that's the one thing you see here from Herron. They're keeping it within arm's length and being careful not to let it get out of hand.
Yeah, Heritage had a really good start, but once Brown started to get hot, he realized, he's a really good player. He's like, all right, I can keep my team into this. I can drive and kick. I can just drive and take it myself. I have the explosiveness to beat my man off the dribble, and most of the time it's been Colvin. That has been quite the matchup between those two.
So far, Ty Brown has 8 points to lead the scoring for Herron, as Colvin now has 13 points, all of those in the first quarter. You also have 6 points for Matt Ray, who is the big sharpshooter from outside, but he's only been able to connect on 1 3-pointer so far tonight. So out of the timeout, you have Jonathan Dortch set to inbound the ball, and of course, kept trying to make this point here. Heritage Christian really has a lot of good bench players, and as I mentioned earlier, they had 16 points off the bench in the first half against Covenant Christian just a couple days ago. And Bryce Riggle loads up a 3, one of those bench players. It's off the mark, and Colvin tries to spin around and put it back, but he steps along the baseline and turns it over back to Herron. In fact, we actually have a foul coming up, and that's going to be against Jonathan Dortch, his first.
Yeah, but who's getting that offensive rebound again? Of course, it's Miles Colvin, even though, of course, you get a foul away from the basketball. But still, Herron has to do a better job of finding where he is on the floor. Get at least one body, maybe two.
And there's a shot, and it falls in there for Herron as you have Matt Ray getting the easy deuce. Now back to a 1-point ball game. And Wiggins going to pull up from just inside the elbow, and he connects.
Really good offense started there by Riggle in the corner. The defense closes out on him late, so he uses a nice shot fake, able to beat him, and then the defense kind of collapse on him on the baseline and a nice dump down to Wiggins.
Ty Brown going one-on-one there with the mismatch on Riggle, and he can't take advantage of that. And now Wiggins going to pull up from the wing, and he hits it. That's actually Miles Colvin.
What a confident-looking shot in Colvin. He made it look so smooth, so easy. Just one simple dribble move creates enough space for him to rise up and knock it down.
And good defense there by Bryce Riggle on Ty Brown to kind of disrupt that inbound pass from Matt Ray outside. Let's take a look at the shot here from Colvin. Just what a way to set his feet.
Yeah, just a little step back, and Bethel is, I'm sure Coach Stevens of Herron is telling his guys, this kid is legit, so we have to do a nice job of giving help side defense, but also closing out properly, kind of giving a Kobe closeout, a guy that can rise up and knock down the three, but also can beat you off the dribble.
Long pass looking for A.J. Neal in the corner, goes way long there for Heritage. And now Brown will bring it back across the timeline himself. Matt Ray, closely guarded here by A.J. Neal. He sheds off a screen by Hazel, and they're going to get Neal there for a push-off on that screen.
Yeah, it looks like Warren Wallace thought they were going to call a moving screen, but instead they're going to tag Neal with kind of moving the screener out of the way, saying, hey, get out of the way, I'm trying to play defense here.
So Hazel to take the ball out here for Herron.
Really clean game so far, only 5 fouls for Heritage, of course, getting closer to that 1-and-1, but a clean game defensively for both teams.
Shot on the way there from Bethel doesn't fall. Colvin steaming across, loading it up there is Riggle, and he hits. Great shooting night so far for Heritage Christian. They have hit 3 3-pointers and a timeout taken by Indianapolis Herron.
Great offense.
Hey, it's Keith Myers from Indiana Sports Radio Network. Well, thank you that you're watching the game tonight on Indiana SRN. If you would like to know more information about Indiana SRN, send me an email, coach@indianasrn.org. As vice president of this company, we hope that you sit back and enjoy the game. It's Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.indianasrn.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We'd like to hear from you during the game today. Tweet at us at IndianaSRN and be ready for a shout-out. Thank you for watching. Once again, follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Quit back to the action here out of the timeout as Herron trying to cut into this lead of Heritage Christian. Ty Brown tries to load up a three. He is fouled as he put up that shot, and it looks like we may have 3 foul shots coming up here, and indeed we do.
And it looks like what the referee signal that he kind of gave was Riggle gave a lot of foul action down low in the body. It wasn't necessarily hitting him in the hand or in the shooting hand. But so Brown now has a shot at 3 points here at the free throw line.
Brown, this season a 57% foul shooter. Give the foul to A.J. Brown, or A.J. Neal, rather. That is his second foul for Heritage, so he will be taking a seat on the sideline for now. Brown now has 10 points with that foul shot make. And once again, this is a Herron team that went 3-21 just a year ago and is now off to a 9-2 start. In fact, they have won 7 games in a row. They're coming off of a big win against Kip Indy Legacy, a 102-58 shellacking.
Looks like this team has the capability to score a lot of points.
As there's a shot from Colvin, that doesn't fall. Those foul shots from Ty Brown snap an 8-0 run by Heritage Christian. Inside 5 minutes left here in the half. And here comes Matt Ray, a no-look pass trying to find Marlon Anderson, and he can't handle it.
Even if Anderson was ready for that pass, he still kind of hounded, a lot of congestion in that lane. I don't think he's going to be able to put off a good, clean look. Good defense there by Heritage.
Colvin with 16 points now. Brings it across, and now we see Mason Kay, who loads up a three from up top. The big man getting it inside there.
I don't think that was on the scouting report for Herron. I don't think they were expecting Mason Kay to knock down a three like that.
And right back the other side here comes Matt Ray, who now has 10 points of his own. Colvin screaming down the court, kicks it back outside to Neal, who's back into the ball game. He can't connect, gets his own rebound, and he is fouled. As we take a look here, just take a look at this shot from Mason Kay.
Well, first he's setting a screen for Colvin, so a lot of the tension is going to Colvin. Maybe Herron is expecting something brewing for him to get open, but instead Key just rolls out to the top of the key. Plenty of space for him to knock it down.
Foul on Matt Ray there. That is his second, as right down the middle of the lane goes John Henry McElmore.
And that time Key was involved in a little catching the pass, a little give and go with McElmore.
And now it's the largest lead of the night for Heritage Christian. It's a 10-point advantage as we are now halfway through the second quarter. One-handed pass into the corner. Joshua Summers kicking it back out to the other side. Cam Bethel hits from the corner.
Great passing on that possession from Herron. They made the extra pass. It wasn't there in the corner for Summers, but a nice cross-court pass.
Kay tries again, and this time the big man can't connect. But now Colvin will try to do it himself. He gets a little strong on that. Another offensive rebound. Riggle tries. He can't get it to go. It goes almost out of bounds, but the rebound into the hands of Anderson. Long pass again to Bethel. He can't hit the easy lay-in. Colvin with a long pass of himself, and that ball goes out of bounds from Riggle. Let's take a look at this last three-pointer here from Cam Bethel.
And Colvin was trying to go after a steal on the pass, so he's late getting out to the shooter in the corner, and able to knock it down was Bethel.
So it was a 10-point ball game. It's now back to a 7-point ball game. Herron, again, like we said, showing a little resilience here, not letting this thing get too far out of reach.
Yeah, it's up to a 10-point lead for Heritage, but still, Herron is not giving up.
And there's Bethel.
Bethel, again, the shooting is looking really good here from Herron. Anywhere from around the floor, some of these guys like Bethel and Ray are able to get it to go.
McLemore splits the defenders, tries to get the scooper up there, but it gets tipped out of bounds. It will stay with Heritage Christian. This is a Herron ball club that's shooting 48% from the field, which is actually a pretty decent stat given the fact that, you're also shooting 67% from the foul stripe, but each 3 players now in double figures scoring for Herron.
It's hard to believe that this Herron team struggled so much last year.
Colvin hits a 3. That is now 3 3-pointers for Miles Colvin tonight.
Well drawn up play to get Colvin a wide open look in the corner.
Shot that time from Cam Bethel doesn't fall. It goes out of bounds, and along with Joshua Summers with it, it will stay with Herron on this side of the floor.
But just how well this Herron team shoots the ball, how aggressive they are taking it to the hoop, and there's not necessarily one guy that leads the way. Of course, Brown leads them in scoring, but Ray, Bethel, Hazel, these guys are getting involved heavily. It's hard to believe, like I said, that this team struggled so much last year. Now off to an impressive start through 11 games.
Malik Afrika back up top over to Cam Bethel. Still an 8-point advantage for the Eagles. As Ray trying to find an open shot here. We are now inside 2 minutes in the half. Afrika right into the lane, blocked there by Mason Kay, along with a little bit of help from McLemore. And we have a foul coming up on Herron. It's going to be against Miles Afrika, his first. And that's only the 4th team foul of the half for Herron. So, like you mentioned, it's been a pretty clean game thus far on both ends. You only have 11 team fouls now total between both of these teams.
You like that if you're Herron, because now you're in a position, you have 1:30 left. You're going to want to value these possessions, get stops on defense, and try to get this thing close going into the halftime. You don't want to have too many fouls where you're sending Heritage to the free throw line late in the half.
All the way around the horn now to Alex Belmer. Kicking it back outside to Kay. McLemore splits the defenders. Teardrop on the way, just a little strong. Rebound into the hands of Hazel. And Kay comes screaming down the court, tries to get a shot up as he's fouled. They're going to call him on the floor. So the foul goes against Miles Colvin. That will be his first foul, the 7th on Heritage. So a 1-and-1 opportunity now this time for Matt Ray. And, of course, if you want anybody shooting foul shots, you want this kid right here. But he misses the front end. He is now 1 for 3 at the foul stripe, an 88% free throw shooter on the season. As we have a whistle, and they're going to reset here at midcourt. And right now, Warren Wallace discussing something with the official as we resume play. McLemore looking over to Belmer, driving the baseline, does Belmer. He lays it in.
Nice move by Belmer. It's pretty easy when you get the basketball and you're looking to make something happen. You're looking to be explosive. You're not just sitting there holding it, waiting for movement to happen. You get the basketball and you're looking to make something happen yourself.
That's now 7 players for Heritage that have scored tonight. As a foul away from the ball, this time it's going to be on John Henry McLemore. That is his second. And now 1-and-1 opportunity again for Matt Ray. Again, 1 for 3 at the foul stripe is Ray tonight. Normally a pretty solid free throw shooter. He connects on this front end and earns another one. 10-point advantage, again equaling the largest lead of the game there briefly. It's now back to a 9-point advantage. And that time Matt Ray hits both foul shots. Inside 30 seconds. Dortch wrestles the ball away, hits a wide open Belmer who puts up a floater. That doesn't go. It's tipped out of bounds. Heritage basketball.
Really good movement there by Belmer. Dortch is drawing a lot of attention to him as he's driving it into the lane, and Belmer's on the weak side. He just comes to the basketball. He says, hey, I'm open, makes a beautiful cut, and a high-quality shot.
Big three ball there by Jack Belt.
Well, that's a real dagger in this first half if you're Herron.
It's now an 11-point advantage. Ty Brown tries to stop the bleeding, and he does just that with a big pull-up jumper from just inside the arc. And that will take us to the end of the half. But before we go, let's take a look at this big replay from Jack Belt to send it to an 11-point advantage.
Belt is not fazed by the late closeout that comes from Josh Wright, and he gets his second bucket of that first half.
5 points now for Jack Belt. He's averaging 7 a ball game. The leading scorer for Heritage Christian, Miles Colvin, he now has 19 points, all of them here in this first half. We'll go ahead and send it to halftime, and we'll be back in just a little bit for second half action here at Heritage Christian High School. With Jarrett Lewis, I'm Kurt Darling. You're watching IHSAA boys basketball action on Indiana SRN.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
I am Heritage.
Heritage Christian. We are Heritage.
I am Heritage.
We are Heritage.
Your hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest. Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. Service. College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Back live here at Heritage Christian High School with Jarrett Lewis. I am Kurt Darling as we are right now getting ready for some second half action here on Indiana SRN as it's a 9-point advantage for Heritage Christian. And right now it was a really, really well put together first half for Heritage Christian, but also in spite of the fact that of the score being down by 9 points here, Herron actually did have a pretty decent half of basketball.
And I'm sure one of the messages from Coach Wallace in the halftime locker room was, you know, we have this 9-point advantage. It's a pretty nice cushion, but this is a Herron team that, you know, we don't want them to keep clawing back and making it closer. Heritage was able to jump out to leads of 10, of 8 points here and there a couple different times, but Herron was still able to claw back. They didn't try to push the tempo. They didn't try to play fast. They still played their offense. And they kept the lead close. It's still at a 9-point disadvantage for them. But Heritage Christian, I'm sure, in their minds, they have to be thinking, hey, let's try to put this team away. Let's not let them claw back into it like they had so many times in that first half.
You had 3 players in double figures scoring for Indianapolis Herron in that first half. But, of course, on the other side, you have Miles Colvin, a big first half, 19 points. He has really exploded. He's a player that's averaging 24 points a contest through 5 games. He's well on his way to matching that, if anything, probably exceeding that here in the next half.
Yeah, both teams are really kind of sticking to what the numbers are on paper. Colvin coming in averaging 24 points per game. He's at 19 right now. But then after that, you don't have a guy for Heritage Christian that averages double figures. So he's leading the way with 19. Wiggins has added 6. Belt has 5. But plenty of guys are still contributing. There's, I believe, 8 different scorers in the box score for Heritage Christian. And then on the other side, you have your typical leaders in Matt Ray and Ty Brown. Brown had a really good, both 2 quarters, 6 points in each quarter. He's got 12 along with Matt Ray. Those 2 guys really setting the pace, just like what it says on paper. Those 2 guys coming in averaging the most for Herron.
And so now going into the second half here, you have each team with 4 timeouts remaining. Each of them have burned a 30-second timeout. You also have, looking at the foul situation, you have 2 players with 2 fouls, and John Henry McLemore and A.J. Neal for Heritage Christian, and Matt Ray also has 2 fouls of his own. And right out of the gate, a loose ball back into the hands of Herron as it changes to possessions there a couple times, and finally Ty Brown is able to get it to go.
Kind of like a fumble. The football's on the ground, and it might change positions a couple times in the bottom of that pile. We weren't sure who was going to come out with that one, but Ty Brown, the one to open up the scoring in the second half.
3 ball on the way there, and there's a big connection from Belmer.
Quick offense to answer from Heritage Christian. That's what they're best at. It's the driving and kicking. So many scores. We love to talk about Colvin, but Heritage Christian has a great ability to drive and kick.
Right down low. This time it's Tendo Mbukwe. And he now has 6, so now he has 7 points to his credit tonight. Right around inside goes Miles Colvin, and he just cannot get it to go. And quick in transition, the pass goes well awry of Ty Brown and goes out of bounds.
Looks like Jack Belt and Brown kind of got their feet tangled up. Brown was the receiver on the end of that one. Belt kind of playing defensive back, and the two hit the floor, and it's just a wash, an empty possession, and Heritage takes it back.
So Tendo Mbukwe actually now has 5 points. As you go right there, and Belmer throws up a prayer. It doesn't go. But right back down here again goes Cam Bethel, and he kicks it back outside to Ray, and a big pass inside to Mbukwe, and he gets that to go.
Mbukwe, a great start in this second half, and now we get a quick timeout called by Coach Wallace.
Full timeout taken by Wallace. We'll take a timeout with them. Back in a minute on Indiana SRN.
Cold is just around the corner, and here at Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling,
we're ready for anything.
we care about our craft like we care about our customers. Our technicians are fully certified
And up to speed on the latest equipment.
available 24/7. We don't leave anybody in the cold. That's our top priority.
We don't just work for the company.
We are the company.
So we do the best we can for every one of our customers.
Trust the name you know at Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling.
Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We take pride in your comfort. Just call Summers. Summers.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
.47-41 advantage here for Heritage Christian. Indianapolis Herron is off to a decent start here in this second half. And nonetheless, they're just trying to claw it back in here. They have not led at all in this game.
Well, here they are. They're just kind of keeping the game close, hovering around that 6-point disadvantage, and it's gotten up to 10, but they're still not going away easily.
Full court pressure here from Herron as Jack Belt hits another big three. And, of course, as you remember, he had that big three-pointer to close out the first half for Heritage.
What a great pass by the big man down low, Wiggins. He got that ball, and he was kind of scanning the court. Who was open? Nice quick pass into the corner. Belt, his second made three.
Bethel tries to answer. Nothing there. Brown tries to clean up, and nothing there either. Colvin into the lane and gets right around the mismatch with Ray, and now Colvin has 21 points on the night. Bethel along the baseline. His teardrop doesn't go. It's batted up, taken by Mabuke down low. He doesn't get that to fall, but he gets his own rebound and he puts it back.
Mabuke's having quite the start to this second half. Already 6 points, and a lot of that's just coming down low, getting second chance opportunities.
Colvin thunders down the lane, and he gets fouled.
That previous possession, the move, the fast break started by Colvin was beautiful. It's not good for Herron when you have two guys on the opposite end of the floor. Colvin's able to get past both of them, and now he's got the numbers. So he's starting a fast break. He's using his eyes to kind of move the defense towards one side of the floor, kind of acting like he's going to pass it that way, and then bam, crossover, left-handed layup.
Mabuke now has 2 fouls to his credit. Picking up that foul, but still Miles Colvin is having a heck of a night as he goes 2 for 2 from the charity stripe in his first trip in that regard. Back to a 10-point advantage. The Heritage lead has been as much as 11 at times. And Brown almost puts up a 30-foot three-pointer. That doesn't go. He gives it to the three-point specialist instead in Ray. He does not connect, but Brown is able to get the shot to fall and draw the end one foul.
Ty Brown has been really good. Him and Colvin both, they're pretty much identical. I mean, they're wearing number 11. They're getting second chance opportunities down low. They're driving it into the lane, taking it tough, being explosive with the basketball. And there's Ty Brown again, another prime example of not giving up on the play, keeping it alive on the offensive side, and getting the bucket to go.
And he does not convert the and one opportunity, but it still cuts it back to an 8-point ball game. Mabuke gets a steal, kicks it back to Brown, who cannot handle it. And in that situation, if you're Mabuke, you probably just lay that one in.
Well, you definitely want that back. You're either going to lay that in and at least get fouled, but also you want to see a better pass. That pass kind of hit Brown right around the ankles, right below the knees, so it's kind of tough for him to handle, but a much better pass would have been an easy lay-in too.
Again, the full court pressure coming from Herron as Riggle's able to navigate it, kicking it back outside to Belt, who drives the baseline off of the delayed shot, gets it to go, and draws the and one opportunity. Jack Belt, though being a little finessing like tonight, he has a solid 9 points to his credit.
How about the body control of Belt? The defense is late getting to him, and they know he's a three-point shooter. He's knocked down 2 in this ball game. So Herron is closing out on him hard. He notices that, gets around the defender, and then does a little up and under, gets it to go, and draws a foul.
So it's back to an 11-point advantage here as Herron has to have 3 guys on the line here in this situation. And Jack Belt at the line for the first time tonight. And he nails the and one opportunity. An old-fashioned three-point play makes it a 12-point advantage, the largest lead of the night for the Eagles. And Brown, again, will try to get another three-point advantage here as you get Jack Belt picking up his second foul.
Brown's game plan is simply get the basketball, get to the bucket, get to the lane at all means necessary. And again, back-to-back possessions, able to get to the free throw line after getting the bucket to fall.
But still unable to connect. He is now 0 for 3 of his last 3 free throw attempts. Jack Dortch. And now Jonathan Dortch puts it up, hits it. A big shot there off the bench there for Dortch.
And a great pass by Kay. Kay got it in the short corner. He still sees that nobody is getting back quick enough to pick up Dortch, and the lefty sinks it.
Spin move by Ty Brown.
The Herron offense right now is Ty Brown. Everything is working through him as we get a quick foul called on Herron.
You're going to get Cam Bethel picking up his first foul, the team's second of the half. Ty Brown, in spite of the fact that he's missed 2 free throws at the charity stripe, he has 8 points to add to his 12 points he had in the first half. He now has 20 points. We have 2 20-point scorers here tonight in both Miles Colvin for Heritage and Brown of Herron.
We still got a whole quarter and a half to play.
Speaking of Colvin, right down the middle, splitting the defenders, he gets it to go.
Well, that's bad defense by Herron because Colvin gets by the initial line of defense, but there's no help side there to pick him up.
It's back to a 13-point advantage. A little bump there from Riggle. No call. Colvin coming back inside, and he slams it down. A huge night for Miles Colvin, putting the exclamation point on top of it.
That's a huge bucket. Obviously, he slams it home. You could see that one coming from half court as the bucket goes down for Ray. But it's also it's a big-time bucket because it gets the fans into it, it gets his teammates into it, and this is a 15-point advantage now for the Eagles.
It was as much of a 17-point there as now it's back down to 15. Colvin with the finger roll doesn't go, but Kay is right there with the cleanup.
Good offense by Colvin. Hands it off, and he's making a cut to the basket. Good eyes by Wiggins as he just dumps it back to him. And Kay is able to clean up the miss by Colvin.
2.5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. And Heritage Christian has been able to really pour it on this quarter. In spite of some decent play from Ty Brown with a nifty pass there to Mabuke. Let's take a look here at this big dunk from Miles Colvin.
Just the speed, it's unmatchable. No one's going to be able to get back in time to pick him up. The sophomore is showing off a lot in this third quarter alone. Quite the first half, but this third quarter has been pretty special as well.
So now you have Tendo Mabuke at the line for 2 shots. Or rather, 1 shot, as he had the shot and the and one opportunity. And it's off the front of the iron. And Herron has missed their last 4 free throws. Riggle right underneath, right over Malik Afrika. And it looks like he was fouled, so he's going to the line for an and one.
How about the number of and one opportunities for both teams? I mean, and a lot of them have been back-to-back possessions. So on one side, Herron gets the and one to go. Free throws haven't been so good for them. You mentioned they've missed their last 5. And then on the other side, Riggle is quick to get the basketball and be tough with it down low on the block.
And, of course, with that, there are 5 and 1 opportunities in this half alone, and Riggle is unable to connect. So keep in mind here, between the two teams, of those 5 and 1 opportunities, only 1 has been successfully converted, and that was by Jack Belt earlier this quarter. Still a 15-point advantage for the Eagles. Bethel with it up top, trying to get around Belmer, and he can't get that to go. Stingy defense from Dortch.
Really good defense right here on this possession.
Double team up top on Bethel. Ray has a lane. Euro step inside, can't get the reverse layup to go. Offensive rebound taken by Summers. Back outside to Bethel for 3, and nothing there. Riggle comes up with the rebound, and they're going to get a foul here on Riggle. Or no? Yeah, it'll be Riggle. And it's still Herron basketball there, as it looked like there may have been a little bit of shoving going up for the rebound.
Defense was really stout early on, and then it turned into a bend, don't break for Heritage, but they still bail out Herron with a foul.
And now a double team getting rid of it. Wow, what a pass to find Brown. Basically obscured by Matt Ray, and that is a big shot by Ty Brown, but still a big transition turnover by Heritage. Back on the other side comes Bethel, and now Summers into the lane, puts up the shot. No, they're going to get him for traveling before he got the shot to go, and it is back to the Heritage Christian Eagles.
Referee on the baseline wanted to call an offensive foul, but referee on the sideline beat him to it, calling a travel.
And now Dortch will inbound it here to Belmer. And Riggle along the sideline gets the shot, nothing there. McLemore there for the cleanup yet again. 6 points for McLemore.
And not a real high percentage shot from Riggle. You like his aggressiveness, still trying to take it in tough. And you're lucky to have a teammate like McLemore who keeps the play alive.
Bethel hits a big 3 from the right wing.
That is a big 3. And now you're going to see the pressure pick up. We saw it last possession. It's still easily break right here by Heritage, although Bethel's still keeping close to McLemore. But the pressure's now going to pick up.
And now bodies hit the floor here as some stingy defense being played by Herron. You're going to get Cam Bethel with his 2nd foul of the night, and the 4th on Herron this quarter, as you see Jack Belt check back into the ball game.
You know, as we enter, we still got 31.8 left in this third, but the 4th quarter, we will most definitely see Herron continue to pick up the full court pressure. They're probably going to want to see the game speed pick up.
Riggle's pass somehow gets into the hands of Dortch. Shot doesn't go. Rebound to Summers. Underneath to Bethel. Puts up the reverse lay-in. Gets it to go. And another and one opportunity.
Does every single player on both teams have an and one chance in this
As we've
game?
been talking now here, you have 6 and one opportunities this quarter alone. And you just get the feeling here from Herron that even though they've been down by mostly double digits here this quarter, they are not out of this game just yet.
This team is not going to go away. They are going to keep on fighting. And we mentioned we're going to see the pressure pick up, but I think that the speed, if the game speed picks up, I think that plays into the advantage of Herron.
McLemore wide open outside. Dortch for 3, just off the mark. And a hard-fought rebound there falls into the hands of Summers. And we've got a foul coming up here away from the ball. They're going to get Herron with it, and it looks like they're going to get Ty Brown.
That's a tough foul because you get lucky with the miss, the wide-open 3 miss from Dortch, but you still get the foul committed.
Dortch underneath to Riggle, kicking it back outside. McLemore off the front of the iron. Summers comes away with it, and another whistle. Actually, that's the end of the quarter. You get so caught up in the action, you forget that we have now 8 minutes of basketball left to be played. A 9-point advantage for Heritage Christian going to the 4th on the other end of this timeout on Indiana SRN.
More fixing, more finding, more being original. Unique like this, trendy like that. More designing this, arranging that. More saving, and then more making it happen. More of your space looking like this, and more of you feeling like that. More excitement, more savings, more furniture, more rugs, more flooring. More affordable luxury from RG Decor.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
One quarter of play left to go here at Heritage Christian High School as the Eagles hold a 9-point advantage over the Achaeans of Indianapolis Herron. With Jarrett Lewis, I'm Kurt Darling, and Jarrett, it's been a pretty high-octane game here. Lots of scoring, lots of nifty ball handling and ball play. We get one more quarter of it here.
The scoring has almost come at will, and that first half we were so impressed with the scoring there. It was 79 combined points between the two teams, a 26-point third quarter for Heritage Christian. And this isn't really a team that scores a lot of points. I mean, they're averaging 64 coming into this one, which is a really good mark. Herron is averaging 75, so the high-scoring affair might play into the hands of Herron, but right now Heritage, they're getting lots of high-quality possessions, and they're still taking it tough, being aggressive, getting it to the hoop.
27 points so far for Miles Colvin of Heritage Christian, and still it's a 9-point advantage for the Eagles. Riggle loads up from the corner, and a big, timely three-pointer there from Bryce Riggle to get things going here in the fourth for Heritage.
Really love the movement on that first possession of the fourth for Heritage. It puts it back up to a double-digit lead.
Riggle now has 8 points off the bench, and Brown dribbles off of his foot as he has the red carpet open for him down low, but gets bailed out on a jump ball here, and that will be going. No, it's going to be a timeout called by Heritage Christian here. Let's take a look here at this three ball from Bryce Riggle as we enter the 30-second timeout.
Well, there's a lot of congestion. Looks like Troy Brown was trailing going after Riggle, and he gets caught up in the drive from Riggle's teammate. And so Riggle has plenty of space, catch and shoot, knock down.
And taking a look here, Heritage Christian took the timeout here as you have Herron with 4 players in the scorers column so far tonight in Mabuke, Bethel, Ray, and Brown. And Brown leads them all with 22 points, but all 4 of them are in double figures. On the other side, though, you have Heritage Christian really spreading things out, obviously led by Miles Colvin with 27 points, but they're able to get a lot of big performances off the bench.
Brown and Bouquet had a really good third quarter. I'm sure Herron they want to see those guys still involved, of course, but they want to see guys like Bethel and Ray start to get involved too.
Jack Belt, his shot doesn't fall. In fact, doesn't even come close to the rim as he was contested, but Bryce Riggle tries to get it back, and Brown will come up with the rebound. And Brown along the baseline tries to split the defenders, gets his shot back, and we have a whistle down low. They're going to get a foul on Heritage Christian here, and you can give that one to Jack Belt, his third.
It was pretty good help side defense, too, by Belt. We thought for a second that he had his hand on that basketball and they were going to get a block for him, but he's going to pick up his foul, and now Brown is going back to the line where he struggled so far.
Brown, a 57% foul shooter this season, and again misses another one as he is now 2 of 6 from the charity stripe.
Those are huge points. Those are points you want to fall if you're the best player on this team.
But he's able to knock that one down. He now has 23 points. Still an 11-point advantage. The lead for Heritage Christian has been as many as 15 points, but Herron has not really been able to get it back to within 9 points since early in the second quarter. Dortch checks up underneath. Belt, corner three.
Almost a 3 in every quarter for Jack Belt, his third one of the ball game.
He has hit a 3 in one of the last 3 quarters now, as you see Matt Ray unable to connect on the rebound there. Comes to Colvin. He pulls up for three. A pull-up three-pointer in transition. 30 points for Miles Colvin tonight.
I guess when you're feeling it, you're feeling it. Doesn't matter what the score is. Wild shot by Brown.
And now that makes it the largest lead of the game here for Heritage at 17 points. 79-62 with 6.5 minutes left to go. And Herron is now really starting to feel the pressure here, as you can kind of see them taking a few low percentage shots the last few takes.
Really good defense by Heritage Christian. They're picking it up. And Colvin is still knocking down threes.
And Bryce Riggle, who has knocked down a couple threes of his own tonight, misses there. And Bethel, pressured, finds a long pass here to Josh Wright, and he is fouled down low. Let's take a look here at this three-pointer from Miles Colvin, because this was just something crazy. Pulling up.
Well, this is one of those shots that, as a coach, you're like, no, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, okay, good shot.
But then it's a good shot when it goes in.
It goes down, and you're like, all right, good shot.
But nonetheless, it is something to note right there, the fact that that is technically a low percentage shot, especially at this instance of the ball game, so you're lucky you actually do have as big of a lead as you do.
Absolutely.
Josh Wright coming off the bench here, looking to get into the scorers column for the first time tonight. And Wright goes 0 for 2, that trip to the foul stripe. And a quick transition here from Duran Cobb. Doesn't go. McLemore, Euro step inside. Nothing there. Rebound to Mabuke. And a foul coming up here. Looks like it's going to be on Heritage Christian. And indeed it is. It's going to be on John Henry McLemore, his third.
Yeah, not a very good sequence from McLemore. You get a low percentage shot, and that's what we kind of mentioned it in the third quarter, how Herron would like to see this game speed kind of pick up. They would like to see the tempo pick up, players start to play fast, and right then and there was an example of it. McLemore doesn't need to put up that shot, and then he follows it up with the foul.
And I believe actually that is John Henry McLemore's fourth personal foul according to the scorer's book here, as Tendo Mabuke doesn't hit the front end. Cobb right into the lane. And we're going to say there's a foul on Heritage Christian, as you saw Cobb driving in there. And now you have Jack Belt with 4 personal fouls. And that's now 9 team fouls in this half for Heritage Christian.
Fouls have really picked up in the second half compared to the first. And if Herron can stay aggressive and get some high-quality looks inside the paint and get those foul calls, maybe get another three-point opportunity, they can try to get this game, take some chunks away.
Underneath, Josh Wright gets swarmed, kicking it back out to Mabuke. His shot doesn't go. A.J. Neal pulling up for 3 just off the mark. Loose ball. Ty Brown comes up with it. Over the defenders. Pass gets over to Mabuke. Outside to Bethel from the elbow. And doesn't go, but a hand check going to be coming up here. This time going to be against Asher Thompson, his first.
On the other side of the floor, that's a shot from A.J. Neal that you probably don't want if you're Coach Wallace and Heritage Christian. It's a quick possession, and it's a low percentage shot. Again, like we said, kind of a little fast break where you pull up and try to put up a 3. No offense to Neal, but, you know, in this time, in this point of the game, you want to get high-quality looks.
Bethel goes 1 for 2 from the charity stripe, but an offensive rebound comes down to Josh Wright. His shot doesn't fall. It rims around, kicks it back outside now to Robert White for 3. Nothing there. Still in bounds. Ty Brown able to finish. And so a 3-point trip here for Herron on this side of the floor, as Colvin will bring it back into the lane. Rims it up, gets it to fall, count it, and the foul. Miles Colvin now 32 points to his name tonight, going to try and have an opportunity to make it 33.
Well, he's just so fun to watch. And his game, he's capable from anywhere.
But he misses it right there. That's the third foul now on Tendo Mabuke. Bethel unable to get anything going there. Colvin yet again trying to dribble right in there on Brown. Back on the other end, Bethel able to hit a big three.
Big bucket in the corner. The Colvin, you get lucky on the missed layup from Colvin, and you take a few seconds off the clock with Bethel knocking down the corner three.
Cobb able to get into the scorers chart for the first time tonight. And so far, almost everybody that has played tonight for Heritage Christian has been able to score. The only exception to that rule is A.J. Neal. And we have a traveling violation. A quick look here at this big three-pointer from Cam Bethel.
Just pushing it up the floor. Brown trying to make something happen. He's got the numbers, and all eyes are on him, of course, but you make a quick pass and a quick catch and shoot in the corner, knocked down for Bethel.
So this is a Herron team that is 9-2 so far this season. They've won 7 straight, and believe it or not, really cool story here for Herron as you see Bethel kicking it back over to Ray, who tries a three, can't connect. And quick in transition, A.J. Neal dumps it off to Thompson, and back outside to Neal again. Neal along the baseline to May, and Neal can't connect on the long three. And Ray splits the defenders, blocked up by Kay. He comes away with it. And he has a long pass that sails out of bounds. But a cool story here about Indianapolis Herron. They were under head coach Jason Wagner last year when they went 3-21. But of course, this was a very beloved coach here for Herron. But he had to battle COVID right after the season ended. In fact, he had to be on a ventilator for a couple months. And this team has been able to rally around him. And of course, he was able to make a pretty good recovery.
And you got to like having a guy like Starlin Stevens stepping in and leading this team to their 9-2 mark.
Ty Brown really lighting up the scorers chart here in this second half as a timeout is taken by Indianapolis Herron. And it is a full timeout. Will take one with them. Back in a minute on Indiana SRN.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? Or by working his way up the corporate ladder? By changing his diet? Or by changing his style? By traveling the world? Or by staying perfectly still? For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them Masons. Not just a man, a Mason.
Right back to the action here on Indiana SRN with Jarrett Lewis. I'm Kurt Darling. Heritage Christian trying to close things out here as they are still holding a 13-point advantage over the Achaeans of Indianapolis Herron. Gets tipped out of bounds. It will stay with Heritage on this possession.
And you can see after that ball went out of bounds, 31, John Henry McLemore, he's telling his guys, hey, let's play slow, let's play at our pace. Let's not let them try to make us play fast. Let's not get out of sorts by any means. Let's stay focused on the job at hand. We still got 2 minutes and 26 seconds left to put this one away.
And we mentioned at the outset of the broadcast here, Jarrett, that Heritage Christian had a tough time really putting a complete game together this season. Really the first time we've really been able to see them do that here tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, this from tip-off, they had a tremendous start and a tremendous first half from Colvin, but plenty of guys are getting involved, including this big fella off the bench.
That is Mason Kay, who now has 7 points to his credit tonight off the bench. And again, another big shot here from Cam Bethel to cut it back now to an 11-point ball game. Rather, a 12-point ball game, as Kay in the corner, spin move underneath by Wiggins.
You're going to get good high percentage looks like that when you break the press with ease and at your own pace.
No look pass outside to Bethel, who has another three. He now has 3 3-pointers here in this fourth quarter. That cuts it now to an 11-point game. 90 seconds left to go, and now you have Herron starting to foul here as Mabuke picks up his fourth.
Yeah, you don't mind taking 3 points on your side and 2 points on Heritage, but you also, ultimately, obviously, you want to get stops and 3 big threes in this quarter from Bethel, but still on the other side, you have to get stops. You can't be giving high percentage looks to Heritage.
McLemore playing with 4 fouls. He has 6 points tonight. Is able to convert the front end of a 1-and-1. So next up for Heritage Christian here, they go to the city tournament. Well, they will be playing Indianapolis Shortridge in the opening round. Sure to be a competitive city tournament this year. You have Indianapolis Cathedral being the number 1 overall seed, along with Crispus Attucks getting the 2 seed. They will each have bye weeks. Indianapolis Herron, they are going to be facing Cardinal Ritter in the opening round as the 14 seed, which seems to be kind of low for a team like Indianapolis Herron because of the fact that they're 9-2 this season, and they have really played this Heritage Christian Ball Club really well tonight in spite of being down by double digits.
That just shows how good the City Alliance tournament really is. So many great schools that we'll be able to see next week when they all face off with each other.
So City Alliance tournament action set to kick off on January 19th. And, of course, you'll have live coverage of the semifinal and final right here on Indiana SRN. As Duran Cobb has been able to come off the bench here in this fourth quarter, he has 3 points. And Cobb able to go 2 for 2. 70 seconds left in this ball game. Another 3. This time comes up short for Cam Bethel. It gets tipped out of bounds and back to Heritage Christian. So if things stand right now, Heritage Christian looking to improve to 8-1 all-time here against Herron. They have now won the last 4 contests, looking to make it 5 here, as Cobb is fouled in transition. And keep in mind, too, you're finally able to get a complete game here for Heritage Christian. But also keep in mind, you have a pretty tough slate going forward for the Eagles, as they are going to be playing games on February 1st, 4th, 6th, and 9th. 4 games in 10 days right there, coming out of the city tournament, where you're probably, depending on how deep you go, you're going to be playing an additional 4 games right there. This Eagles ball club is going to be playing a lot of basketball here over the next couple of weeks.
We're coming in on crunch time, and you're going to play some high-quality teams in that tournament. You're going to be playing. You're going to have a stretch where you're probably going to be playing some decent teams within those 10 days. But that's all good because this only helps you later down the road. When you play good teams in the tournament, when you play games back to back, when you play 4 games in 10 days, it's only going to help you down the road when you enter into sectional play.
And that's the other thing, too. You're kicking off the month of February playing 4 games in 10 days, but you ended up playing 6 games in the first 15 days. And on top of that, Heritage Christian, they're going to be playing in a tough sectional, in Sectional 42, which they will be hosting right here against teams such as Cecina and even Covenant Christian, who they just lost to earlier this season. Steele in transition there. Back on the other end comes Braden Timmering, and he is fouled. And a quick timeout going to be called here.
Probably just see some
substitutions. It's going to be an Eagles timeout.
Yeah, well, it'll be a full timeout. We'll probably see some substitutions. We already have 9 different scores in the box score for the Eagles. Maybe they're trying to get that into double figures.
But, of course, keeping it here on Indiana SRN with just a little bit time left to go, keep in mind that it is the 51st year of publication for the Hoosier Basketball magazine. Be sure to check out this year's magazine covering the whole state and teams that we love. And also be sure to follow Hoosier Basketball magazine on Twitter at HHB Magazine. That is at HBB Magazine. That is HBB Magazine. Of course, Kip Weisner doing a good job continuing the legacy of the great Gary Donna, keeping that Hoosier Basketball magazine alive. Be sure to get your copy today by going to HoosierBasketballMagazine.com. Be sure to follow us on YouTube as well here on Indiana SRN for some more live coverage where you can get everything on demand, all upcoming events and notifications as well. Go to @IndianaSRN at YouTube.com. So 23 seconds left to go here. Heritage Christian just going to close things out as they have mostly substitutions and bench players out there for the time being. And so you're going to have another foul here on Herron as Bryce Riggle will go to the line here for 2 shots. Riggle has had an excellent game off the bench. He has 8 points. By my count here, Jarrett, 9 players for Heritage Christian have been able to get into the scores column tonight.
That's really impressive, and we expected them to play that many. We expected Colvin to have a really good game, but I don't think we expected to have 9 guys for Heritage contribute the way they did. So many guys contributed in their own way, putting points into the box score.
Quick to the other end, here comes Matt Ray. He now has a quiet 18 points. 4 players able to get into the scores column tonight for Herron, each of them with double figures. As time going to expire here, and that will do it. Heritage Christian picks up a big win here against Indianapolis Herron to improve to 4-2 on the season. They defeat the Achaeans 93-81. Big game here for Heritage Christian as both teams now get set for City Alliance tournament action.
What a great complete game from the Eagles from start to finish, really. Quite the first quarter for Miles Colvin. He got off to a really hot start, 13 in that first quarter. He's going to finish the game with 32, if our numbers are correct, and that is a season career high probably for Miles Colvin. Such an impressive game from him, but he had a lot of help. He had some three-pointers go down from Jack Bell. He had a solid game from guys like Wiggins down low who were a presence at times. Kay coming off the bench was really good in the paint. And then outside, some guys like McElmore and Belmer, those 2 in the starting lineup. Really a complete starting 5, everybody contributing. Colvin obviously leading the way. But, they let Herron hang around. Herron was able to cut into the lead when it got to double digits. But they still, kept their composure. They didn't let the game speed up. They played it at their speed, at their tempo, and that's why they're coming away with this 12-point victory.
Indeed they do. Final score once again here at Heritage Christian High School, 93-81, a 12-point win for Heritage Christian. Jarrett Lewis, it's been a pleasure, my friend.
It's always a pleasure doing a game with you, Kurt. Hopefully we got another one coming up soon. Plenty of games to look forward to also on the family of networks, Indiana SRN.
And be sure to be locked into our Twitter at Indiana SRN and, of course, our YouTube channel also at Indiana SRN for all of those updates. For all of us here at Indiana SRN, for Talion Johnson on site with our camera, our on-site engineer, Casey Pierce, for Jarrett Lewis, I'm Kurt Darling saying so long till next time. You've been watching IHSAA boys basketball action here on Indiana SRN. So long, everybody.